When playing Warlock, there are two mechanics that define high-level performance across all three specializations: Snapshotting and Pandemic. Mastering these is the key to unlocking the full potential of the class. When you cast a damage over time effect, it takes a snapshot of your stats at that moment: Intellect, Critical Strike, Mastery, Haste, and any damage modifiers. That dot will continue to deal damage based on those values even if your buffs expire or your stats drop later. For example, Unstable Affliction normally ticks for about 15k with no procs active. When I recast it while buffs and trinkets are up, it starts ticking for 21k. Even after the buffs and trinkets expire, the tick damage stays the same. This makes it critical to track procs from trinkets, enchants, racials, set bonuses, and cooldowns like Dark Soul. With so many modifiers in play, it's not always obvious when refreshing a dot is worth it. Add-ons and weak auras can help by showing whether a new cast would be stronger or weaker than your current dot. As a general rule of thumb, overriding a dot is worthwhile when the new cast offers at least a 10% increase in power. You should avoid overwriting a strong dot with a weaker one unless the override results in only a 10 to 20% damage loss while granting a significant increase in duration. Pets behave differently. They don't snapshot and instead they update dynamically with your stats. If you gain Critical Strike, your pet gains it instantly, and if you lose Haste, so do they. Because of this, you'll want to summon pets like Doomguard, Grimoire of Service or Wild Imps before using major cooldowns. That way, you avoid wasting a global cooldown during your burst window. Pandemic controls how damage over time effects are refreshed. When a dot is reapplied, its remaining duration is added to the new one up to 50% of its base duration. For example, Unstable Affliction has a base duration of 14 seconds. With Pandemic, refreshing it at 7 seconds or less will result in no tick loss. It also means that refreshing it with more than 7 seconds left will extend the total duration to 21 seconds, which makes it very powerful when combined with Snapshotting. Casting a dot twice during a proc window both locks in your stronger stats and extends its duration to the 150% maximum. In practice, you want to override weaker dots with stronger versions when buffs are active and then refresh them just before those buffs fade, ensuring the strongest possible versions remain ticking for as long as possible. Each specialization leverages these mechanics differently. For Affliction, Snapshotting and Pandemic apply to all major dots: Corruption, Unstable Affliction, and Agony. Since Affliction damage relies almost entirely on dots, mastering these mechanics is essential. For Demonology, the focus shifts to Doom. This ability hits extremely hard, lasts a long time, and generates Wild Imps when it crits. With Pandemic, Doom can last up to 90 seconds, and each tick can hit like a truck, making proper timing crucial. For Destruction, the only dot is Immolate. While Snapshotting and Pandemic are not as central to the spec, properly managing Immolate still yields additional damage and should not be overlooked. By mastering Snapshotting and Pandemic, every Warlock can push their performance far beyond the basics. These mechanics transforms the class into a dynamic, rewarding playstyle where timing, precision, and planning are constantly rewarded. Thank you for watching this guide. If you found it helpful, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more Warlock content.